everyone, welcome to SiNaCa Studios. My name is Jane and I'm here to guide you through our Take It, Make It kits. Let's get started. Alright guys, so this is our Suncatcher kit. As you can see, we've got a couple of great examples of what you can do with this kit. It comes with a 4-inch circle and a bunch of materials for you to assemble your Suncatcher. If you have purchased the kit, just stay tuned and we'll go over the materials in the kit and how you can put this together. And if you haven't purchased your kit, you can do so by going onto our website, SiNaCaStudios.org, or stopping by the gallery and purchasing your kit in person. Alright, so once you have purchased your kit and you brought it home and you're ready to get started, the first thing we want to do is make sure we set up in a space that we're not too concerned about ruining the surface of. So if you have a table at home that has already got a little bit of surface destruction, that might be a nice space to work on. Otherwise, if you're working on a space that you're concerned about, you may want to lay out some paper so that when you start putting out pieces of glass, you are not destroying the surface that you're working on. So now that we've got our workspace set up and we're ready to get started, we can go ahead and open our kit. We are going to grab onto these plastic tabs. You're going to grab onto the bottom one as well as the top one and then carefully pop them open. Inside the kit, you're going to notice that there is a card with a QR code on it. We're going to set that aside for now. We will need it later. And then you're going to grab the styrofoam that sits inside the kit. So we're going to lift up and just put it to the side. Inside your kit, you're going to notice that there are a bunch of different materials that we are going to use for this project. So we're going to slowly pull them out and set them on our workspace. We've got some glass Frit. We have some Mosaic Squares. Some stringers. A bag of mixed glass. Some glass pebbles. And some glue. Additional items you might need for this project include some cups, plastic cups or little bowls, and a set of tweezers. So before we put materials on our Suncatcher, we're going to need to remove the glass base out of the styrofoam container. In order to do that, you'll notice that there are finger holes right under this insert here. So we're going to slide our fingers underneath and then pull this insert off and set it to the side. Now when you're removing your glass base, you do want to be careful of those edges. They are sharp. So we can either use both our hands or one hand and very gently and carefully pick that up off of the styrofoam base and set it down on our work surface. And then the styrofoam container, as well as the insert, can be placed to the side for later use. In this section, we are going to talk about the different materials in your kit and how you can properly use them for a successful project. These are stringers. When you're working with stringers, you need to be careful of the ends. They can sometimes be pretty sharp, but stringers are thin pieces of glass, kind of like spaghetti. So when you set them down on your project, do be aware that they might roll. Stringers can be used to make lines on your project. They will stay in this orientation. If you want to use smaller pieces of stringer, All you need to do is bring your fingers close together and snap. And then you can place them wherever you would like. So in order to stop these stringers from rolling once you're working on your project, if you would like to, you can use your glue and glue it as you go, just by dropping a little bit of glue on those stringers. Because the glue is very liquidy, it allows you to move the stringers around after you've put a little bit of glue on, and that's where these tweezers can come in handy, so your fingers don't get sticky. These are mosaic squares. When you're working with mosaic squares, you do want to be aware that the edges might be sharp, so pick them up with care, and you can use them on your project. Once they melt in, they do tend to round out and create a really nice soft edge. So with mosaic squares, you can set them side by side, and you can glue as you go if you would like to. The back end of a tweezer can be useful for moving them around and scooching them into place. When you're gluing the mosaic squares, you do want to put a little bit of glue on the very edge of the glass, making sure that it seeps down and under the piece, and that will hold it together on your project. You can move the glass around once the glue has been placed on it. Be sure to use a tool so that your fingers don't get sticky from the glue. These are pebbles. Pebbles are glass that has been fired once already. So you will notice that when you look at these pebbles, they have a round side and a flat side. So when we're placing them on our project, we do want to place them with the flat side down. You'll notice that if you place them the other direction, they tend to wobble and they may not glue correctly. So we want to place them with the flat side down. And you can place them on your project as however you would like. You can use the back of your tweezers to scooch them around. And when you go to glue them, you're going to want to put a little bit of glue on the edge of the pebble, making sure that it runs down to the underneath of the pebble so that it holds that pebble in place. This is glass frit. Glass frit is generally not very sharp, so you can handle it with your fingers. They come in a variety of colors, and you can place them on your project with your fingers, of course, but you might find it a little bit helpful to use a set of tweezers. So you can pick through the frit for different colors and use those colors together. When you're gluing the frit, you can certainly glue it as you go, but generally most people glue the frit down at the very end of their project. So you want to squeeze a little drop, making sure that that glue drops all the way down to the contact point between your glass project and the frit. Once you've got your glue on your pieces, you can certainly move them around into their final orientation. This is the mixed glass material. You want to be careful with this material because there can be sharp pieces in here. So as you're sifting through, you might do it with your fingers. Be very delicate as you're pulling glass out. Alternatively, you can use a set of tweezers if you don't want to use your fingers and pull material out that way. Now, because there is a variety of glass pieces in here, I'm going to show you how to address a few of them with the glue. So stringers, as you can see, like to roll around a little bit. So when you're undoing your glue bottle, you want to try to glue, put a little drop of glue, making sure it rolls around onto the underside. You can use your tweezers to scooch it around once the glue is in place. With pieces of glass like this or Frit, generally try to hit the edge of the glass, and you'll see that the glue goes down and underneath the glass piece, and that's going to hold those pieces of glass together. With these shards of what we call confetti, you do want to do the same thing. Try to hit the contact point between the glass piece and the surface that you're working on. Of course, this glue doesn't dry immediately, so you can certainly move things around after you've got glue on them. You guys, so once you have completed all of your projects and you're ready to pack things back up and bring them back to SiNaCa Studios to be fired, you're going to look for this card. Okay, so your name goes at the very top, and then you're going to see a couple of instructions that are going to ensure that your project is successful. So one of those includes making sure your glue is fully dry before you transport it back to SiNaCa Studios. The second one includes packing back up all of your unused materials and bringing them back to us in your kit. Additionally, you will want to scan this QR code and send us a picture of what your project looks like, just in case during your transportation pieces move around. That way we can make sure that your project is the way you intended it to be. So take your time and finish your Suncatcher. Once you're ready to bring your project back to SiNaCa to get it melted down, we're going to put all of our materials back into the kit. Once we've got that done, our next step is going to be to place our styrofoam insert back into our kit, making sure it sits pretty snug. And then the next step after that is going to be to remove this insert. We're going to take our project once it is fully dry. This is very important. You want to make sure your project is fully dry when you do this. Center it in your project tray, and then you're going to take your insert and place it back around your Suncatcher. Once you've done that, you're going to know which side you want your Suncatcher to hang from. So we have provided this little sticky note. And that's how you're going to tell us which side is up, which side you want your hook to hang from. So you're going to place that right on the cardboard insert. And the last thing after that is going to be to take your project card, set it on top of your project, close your project kit, and snap those two plastic tabs back into place. Then your project's ready to bring back to SiNaCa. I wanted to show you a few variations on this project. So as you can see, you can really let your creativity shine with this process. So utilizing a bunch of different materials to make your Suncatcher. And you can create imagery if you would like to, or just create an abstract pattern. If you are interested in other kits, we do offer a variety of kits to make at home. So feel free to look us up online if you would like to see the variety of kits that we offer. We are always coming up with new ones as well. So thank you guys for playing with us, and we hope to see you again soon.